Live from Town Square Towers at the heart of the Jersey Shore. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Good morning and welcome back. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Ken Malagiere, small business owner in for Jeremy Grunin. You are listening to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, streaming live, WOBMAM.com, 1160 and 1310 on your radio AM dial. And I have the great pleasure to have with us live in studio Donnie Blanks, owner of Real Gymm, GYMM. Don has mentored one of our past guests, Robin Campbell. She was in just a few weeks ago. And his knowledge and passion for fitness, sports, performance, child sports, team development, coaching, strength training, programming, etc. is absolutely phenomenal. It is a great pleasure to have Donnie Blanks live in studio this morning. Donnie, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Really great to have you. So, Real Gymm, GYMM, explain the double M.
The double M is for mind and muscle, and that's to me when it comes to strength and conditioning, the mind is the most important thing. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it. So,
absolutely,
put mind first.
Awesome, I love that. I love that. And you specialize in team development, specifically the youth. Speak to our listening audience more about what that means.
Well, basically, when you look at the community as a whole, you know, I reflect back on my life, who was most influential in making me the individual that I am. And I always reflect on the coaches, the different people that I encountered that got me involved in fitness, my father, one of them. And so, you know, they made me the individual that I am. So I feel that when you deal with the children, the kids, that's when you impact them the most. Mm-hmm. And it's really more than just fitness. It's about life, you know, life skills.
Sure,
definitely.
Sure. And team sports and life skills can really change a young person's life forever.
Exactly. Football is, you know, is very relatable to life. You know, you have all walks of life. You have big kids, little kids, different nationalities, fat kids, slow kids, fast kids working towards a common goal. Sure. You know, and sometimes you might even like the guy that you're blocking next to, but you're all working for a common goal. And I always call that the true team sport.
Now this is radio, so our guests can't see. But Donnie, by any chance, did you play sports?
I played just about everything. Yes,
right.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
One of the first things I got involved with, my father used to train professional fighters. So I was lucky enough as a kid to accompany him to Gleason's when it was in Manhattan. Mm-hmm. He trained a couple of professional fighters. So I grew up with body weight training. Back then they were opposed to, you know, lifting weights because they thought it made you muscle bound, and you know they didn't have the mobility aspect, you know, stretching and this, that, and the third. So he was opposed to me lifting weights when I was younger. But as I grew and I did my own education and learned that, you know, there's a way to apply everything. And so I have a long, about 30 years of evolution in the fitness industry, I like to call it.
That's
unorthodox.
Great. An unorthodox evolution.
Right.
That's wonderful.
Right.
So I would glean from that your father was a big influence on you in terms of developing this passion for fitness?
Definitely. But he always said it, you had to have mentally and physically to harbor spiritually, you know, you had to be the best individual that you could maximize your potential.
Sure,
right.
Absolutely. And what kind of training have you undergone in or classes and or degrees, if there is such a thing, in the field that allows you to call on that experience so that you can share that with others?
I mean, I've done pretty much. I've studied for about 30 years between actually self-taught in gymnastics, mm-hmm. you know, tumbling. I went to, when I got involved, you know, I took the normal route of bodybuilding, you know, the bodybuilding modality, you know, from pumping iron as a kid, going into the gyms. I encountered a gentleman in Perth Amboy, New Jersey named Skiba, Henri Skiba, and he introduced me into powerlifting. And it's a funny story how that happened. I was in the gym doing some bicep curls. He's in the back of the gym where, you know, none of the guys went lifting the heavy loads. And he said, "Hey, kid, come over here and give me a spot." You know, I'm a young 17-year-old, and I'm like, you know, I can't hold that weight. I can't even lift that weight.
Good luck, right.
He said, "No, get over here. I got it. I just need somebody over here to guide it." And after, you know, I accompanied him, I helped him out. You know, I went back over to doing what I was doing. He said, "Kid, you know, what are you trying to do? What do you want to do?" I said, I don't care about what I look like. I just want to be strong. I want to be, powerful. And he said, well, leave all of that stuff alone and get back over here. And he told me, you got to get strong in your compound movements. So that's when he taught me how to deadlift, bench press, and squat. He said, you do those three things initially, and that'll be the foundation for later on. And that's, I always apply that still to this day to all the kids that I train.
That's tremendous. That's a great story. So with the youth and the young people that you train, are you a father yourself?
Yes, I have three. I have
Wonderful.
a senior now. He's 17 years old. He plays for Keyport. I have an 11-year-old, and I have a 9-year-old. They all play youth sports. They were all in first place up until last week.
What happened last week?
Amada Day came to town.
So how young is too young to start training for the youth, in your opinion?
I think there's never too young, right? It's all about motor recruitment, right? Motor recruitment. So you can train kids with PVC pipe initially. Mm-hmm. Now, everybody's chronological and biological age is different. So you might have a kid that's 13 years old, but he's still immature, and then you have a 13-year-old with a beard. So the way I would gauge it.
I had a mustache when I was 13.
The way I would always gauge it to play it safe is when kids, you start to see them reach puberty, you see the acne starting to grow, then you can start load the lifts a little bit. But I never go over what their body weight is. So if a kid weighs 80 pounds, he's not deadlifting over 80 pounds. But all those years he's using that. He needs those years of motor recruitment pattern, so he can learn the lifts and lift properly. But by the time he's able to lift the loads to get bigger when he gets older and he's mature enough, his motor recruitment, all the years of are hardwired, so he's lifting perfectly and
he knows that movement.
Right,
he's not going to hurt him or herself.
Hurt himself, exactly.
That's terrific. Do you have a favorite of these sports or training?
Well, there's a myriad of modalities out there, and I'm pretty proficient in everything. Like I've trained Olympic bobsled team members from Australia, the U.S. Jasmine Fenelator from the USA, Heath Spence from Australia. I've got about 20 pros in the league right now. I train stay-at-home moms. Vinny Curry's one of my guys right now that's playing for the Philadelphia Eagles, doing pretty well. Scotty Hobson. You name it. I've been fortunate enough to touch a lot of people, a couple of your celebrities.
That is tremendous.
Yeah.
That is tremendous. So, an Olympic trainer. Now that takes some skill. We've all the Olympics are fresh on our mind. Of course, this was just recently the Summer Olympics. But when you look at these Olympians, especially even for bobsled specifically, they use muscle groups that some of us just don't even know we have.
Right. Everything
tremendous.
starts with, compound movements. The deadlift, for example, that lift is essential to everything. That's the one lift. If you had to do one lift, that's the lift that you should do because your whole posterior chain, it engages everything, and it's essential to everything.
And how do you feel about working out into your later or more mature years? How does that help in the aging process?
Well, when you load the body, you know what I mean? It's as simple as this. I like to keep stuff real simple. If you go away from something, if you lose it, you lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that. So you can lift as long as you're lifting correctly, perfect form. You can lift on until you're 100 years old if you're fortunate to live that long.
That's great. I think a lot of our listeners would be happy to hear that. We're going to encourage everyone to join the conversation. When we come back, we're going to have Donnie Blanks with us, 732-505-1160. Join the conversation. We'll be back after this short break.
Make a difference at the Jersey Shore. 732-505-1160. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160, 1310, and WOBMAM.com.
Good morning and welcome back. Thanks for waking up with us. Ken Malagiere in for Jeremy Grunin, broadcasting live from the beautiful Town Square Media Tower in downtown Toms River. Your sunrise this morning will be at 6:50 and our current temperature is just about 60 degrees, and we're looking for a local high of 72. We have with us live in studio Donnie Blanks. He is the owner of Real Gymm, and his knowledge and passion for fitness, sports, performance, child sport, and team development, coaching, and strength training all brings him here with us today. So, Donnie, tell us a little bit about a Sunday morning when it's not football season. Where can we find you?
You'll find me at the gym with a group of kids having a good time.
Awesome.
So, for example, if you were new to the gym, I would start them with motor recruitment pattern, teaching them to deadlift certain lifts with PVC pipe, unloaded lifts. And you teach them neutral spine, how to quarter extremity, and you break everything down so they can understand it. And then I'll line up kettlebells, progression from maybe 26 pounds all the way up to 88 pounds. And then I'll line them up, set them up, and go one by one, and they'll deadlift the kettlebell. And we'll move on from there to different movements, jumping, certain jumps, broad jumps, taking the deadlift and then translating it to a jumping, jumping position. So, all of those things. And then, from there we'll take it to I'll probably put together an obstacle course or something where they're familiar with, where they're having fun, rope climbs, monkey bars, stuff like that. So you're engaging them.
Something they can relate to.
Right, they can relate to and have a good time.
That's
getting
terrific.
Stronger. Right.
So I, of course, work out much less frequently than you, but I can find my way around a CrossFit box. But one of the biggest criticisms of CrossFit is the motions and the movements and the lack of knowledge sometimes with participants in knowing how to do the movements correctly. So do you share in that criticism, or what is your view?
Pull me into the CrossFit thing. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a quick story. Years ago, I think it was 2006, I was in a gym, a big box gym, and I was working out, and a guy approached me. He was like, "Oh, you CrossFit?" I'm like, "No, cross training." I wasn't familiar with the term at the time.
Sure.
And this was new to the internet and stuff like that. So he came back a week later with a VHS cassette, and he played it, and it just looked like high school kids doing metabolic conditioning. It was like swings, pull-ups, and they did a 400-meter run. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool, but it's nothing special. I've been doing that my whole life. You know what I mean? And then I met another individual, and he took me to the website, and then I got involved, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. And I actually have a level 1 cert from back in the day,
Sure.
And when I got involved with them initially, there's certain things that I was opposed to, like high rep Olympic lifting is ridiculous to me. You know what I mean? That's the most technical lifts in the world. You can't be doing high rep. You know what I mean? But it's a long story. But there's pros and cons to CrossFit. It's a lot. It did get a lot of people back in the gym. It got them Olympic lifting popular again, and it's high intensity training. There's a place for it. Everything is applicable. It's just how you apply it. Sometimes they'll throw together a wad that's counterproductive because it's just the way it came out. You know what I mean? So if you have an experienced coach in CrossFit, you're in good hands. But there's a lot of inexperience. It's a business now. So, that's what's wrong with the fitness industry as a whole. Everything is about money. Even the big boxes are about money. When I went into a big box, just to get my feet wet in the industry, your personal trainer manager, he has all the personal trainers together. It's my first meeting with them, and they're like, what are your projections for the month? And I'm like, to break every record here, and I did, I did 12,000 in revenue, but that's not what the industry is supposed to be about. You know what I mean?
It's supposed to be about fitness.
Exactly, not about dollars. So when you say about successful gyms or successful boxes, it's all about a monetary, not how many people have you helped and how many people are healthy. Right. And that's why, Real Gymm is I'm unorthodox and a little crazy. People say, hey, you got to advertise more, you got to market more, this, that, and the third. But I feel like I'm the Batcave.
Right.
If you find me, you belong here.
And we're going to find you. And right after this, we're going to find out how we can find Donnie Blanks.
Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Good morning and welcome back. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Ken Malagiere, local small business owner, in for Jeremy Grunin today. It is my great pleasure to have live in studio Donnie Blanks, owner of Real Gymm, whose knowledge and passion for fitness, sports, and performance brings him into our studio today. Really enjoying our time here together. Donnie, where can we find you? Where is your gym located?
Well, I'm located in Keyport, New Jersey, American Legion Drive.
Excellent. Thank you. And how can we, as our listening audience, reach you?
You can reach me on Facebook, my website, realgym.com. You can reach me on Instagram and
track you down that way.
Right.
Excellent.
2 M's in Gym.
And that's Real Gymm. And a reminder to our listeners that is Real GYMM. And Donnie, with all of the proliferation of gyms and of course I believe at least here in New Jersey we're inundated with messages of fitness and health and lifestyle. Why is it, in your opinion, if you could share that with our listeners, that we seem to as a society still struggle with obesity and weight loss or weight gain?
Well, society as a whole, especially American society, we're quick fix, microwave society. You know, there's a natural progression to life, a natural progression to everything, but everybody wants it now. That's why you have so many people going under surgery to lose weight instead of, taking the right protocol and patience and time to, train the right way to get there. And, it's sad, but basically with the right information and patience,
and training program, right?
You can get there,
right? So you're a big advocate for doing it well and doing it naturally.
Yeah, I'm a lifetime natural. Even when bodybuilding was the modality, like I told you when I got started, there was a lot of kids my age getting bigger, stronger, faster, but they were using other means of getting there. Sure. And I took the due diligence. I would go to the library. We didn't have Google back then. And I would research about, sumo wrestlers. How did they get big? They were powerful and fast. So that's when I adopted my 10,000 calorie diet for a hard gainer like myself. And I went on 10,000 calories, my compound movements. I lift a certain way and I got bigger, stronger. It took me a little bit longer, but I'm 48 years old and I'm still pretty strong. I still deadlift over 600 pounds, still bench over 4, wow. Squat in the 5s, and I'm pretty healthy.
Right, yeah. Right. So a healthy lifestyle can really be with you forever, as long as you're eating well and staying healthy and staying active.
Exactly. I mean, it's a precursor to life. You know what I mean? If you're physically healthy, then that translates to the rest of your life.
And speaking of life and new beginnings, I'm in the wedding business, and recently you have started and are launching a program for lifetime fitness for brides and grooms. Tell us a little bit more about that.
We call it Wedding Ready. I think I better bring Robin in on this one. She's perfect.
Excellent. Robin?
Hi, yes, sorry. Donnie and I are working on a Wedding Ready program for brides, and it's tapping into their motivation to kind of harness that and work with them to a journey of fitness, a lifetime of healthy living. Because we both believe that really life is short, and your body is your temple, and that wellness is something that you can incorporate in. We feel that that's just a perfect time to tap into that motivation and start to work to, change lifestyle and a point of view.
Sure, it's tremendous. It's already going to be a life-changing moment. So why not prepare for the day and then also prepare for the rest of your life as a healthier person, I would say.
Absolutely.
Oh, thanks, Robin. Appreciate that 2 cents there. And, of course, you can join the conversation in our last few moments if you have any questions for Donnie Blanks at 732-505-1160. And we're going to, of course, be back after our short break again. But Donnie, so a lifetime of fitness and of course, a passion for serving the youth of our community. What is it that you do in your free time? Do you have any free time now with 3 kids and working hard?
I coach youth football. I coach high school football, and that's about it.
Excellent. Kind of monopolizes all of your time
all
there,
of the time,
right?
but that's what it's about. You know what I mean? You have
really
to give
is.
all of yourself to your children, to the children, at the community. And, that I always reflect back and I say, I hope years from now when I'm past, I'm gone, I'm dead and gone. I want the kids that I've trained or been involved with to be like, you know what? I learned this from this crazy guy at the gym. He taught me certain life lessons to help me, throughout my life. And that's the way I want to be remembered.
Well, Donnie, you're a tremendous role model for a lot of young fathers out there. So we really appreciate you being here, and we appreciate your time with the youth. And we're going to be back after this short break. If you have any questions for Donnie Blanks, 732-505-1160.
The Sean Hannity Show, this afternoon at 3. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin returns next. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
So good to have you back. I'm Ken Malagiere, local small business owner, in for Jeremy Grunin. You are listening to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, streaming live at WOBMAM.com, 1160 and 1310 on your radio AM dial, and of course live on the Radio Pup app at 1160 News Talk Radio. It is our great pleasure to have Donnie Blanks, owner of Real Gymm, in our studio today, and not least of all for his knowledge and passion for fitness, which brings him with us. We were having a wonderful conversation, health and fitness, this morning. And Donnie, tell us a little bit more about your gym. Physically, the gym is different from most or even many that our listeners might be familiar with.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to get a location. It's right on the Bay Shore. It's right on the Bay. It's 3 floors. 11,000 square feet. The first floor, we do all the heavy lifting, power lifting, Olympic lifts. That's on the first floor. You'll find about 6 platforms there and a couple of benches. On the second level, we have your traditional, I call it traditional old school gym with all your weights, your machines, and a lot of bodybuilders utilize that floor. And then the top floor it's more functional. So I have turf going around. I have 40-foot monkey bars and pull-up bars. You have your treadmills up there, tons of kettlebells, all your functional stuff, heavy bags, speed bags, a little bit of everything. So that's like our playground up there.
Yeah, that's tremendous. 11,000 square foot facility. That
with
is
the view of Manhattan, Lower Manhattan.
terrific. I can't think of a better way to work out, start your morning, or end your day. What are your hours at the Real Gymm?
We're open weekdays 5:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. and on the weekends from 8 to 6.
So there is no excuse,
No
to
excuse
not
at all.
find some time in that extended day. And do you? I know that you personally do specialize in team development, and of course, are the youth of our area. But your gym is for all ages.
Yeah, we cater to everybody. So we have a 6 a.m. morning class. We have kettlebell classes throughout the day, Krav Maga, wrestling. We you name it, we do it. So from 8 to 80, is
Excellent.
involved with the gym. Definitely.
Excellent. And if you're training for a special event or for a marathon or even the next Olympiad, they should contact you. Is that correct?
Exactly. You name it, we do it.
That's awesome. Well, Donnie, this has really been a great pleasure to have you with us this morning, talking about not only health and fitness, but of course the importance of team and sport and youth development in and for our community. Donnie Blanks of Real Gymm, that's Real, GYMM.com. And of course you can find them on Facebook or Instagram. And can you give us your phone number?
732-670-2345.
Excellent. And that number again is?
732-670-2345.
So get fit at Real Gymm with Donnie Blanks. It has been a great pleasure. In our next hour at 7 o'clock, we're going to be continuing our conversation on health with Carol Schoenberg. She is of Hackensack Meridian Health, and we'll be back after this short break.